Alright, now you're going to add a melody to the piccolo part using both chord and non-chord tones. So just a quick review: passing tones, neighboring tones, anticipations, escape tones, appoggiaturas are some of them. So I went ahead and labeled which chords I was using to remember my chord progression and which notes are there. And so I did, this is the 1 chord, which are the notes C, E, G, 4 chord F, A, C. And if it's the 1, 4, or 5, the Roman numeral must be capitalized because that indicates major. If it's 2, 3, or 6, it must be lowercase, and that indicates that it's minor. If it's the 7 chord, the B, D, F chord, then you need that little circle there, and you do that by pressing Option O, and that says it makes it a diminished chord. The way you do this, you go to the text, you click on the note, and then you click annotation, and then you type in the chord, whatever it is. And I just put the notes there. That's not right, but that's how you do it. And then you just click away somewhere else, but if you want to erase it. Okay, so we're starting to actually make a melody here with the piccolo part. And so thinking about using these tones as the basis, which is very simple, so we can make it more interesting. And so I'm going to put in maybe an anticipation here. I'm going to go to the next chord tone here. I'm going to be adding maybe here. These are the same tones, so I'm going to maybe make it a lower neighboring tone. And then here I want to do an appoggiatura. So I'm going to go there, skip down to that tone, okay? So that's kind of like from one chord to the next. And these, I'm going to delete these so we can hear, well, let's just hear how it sounds. Alright, so you can't really hear just the melody over there. So we are going to just delete these for now. I wonder if you can mute them somehow. Oh, yeah, you can just mute them, or you can make them, let's make them softer. So we're just going to bring them down a little bit, so you want to hear the piccolo part most of all. Alright, I want to hear them even less. So they're going to bring them way down. Alright, let's try it. Another way to make it sound more is to bring that up, but we'll just do that later. So now here's where you can add some different rhythms. So I have some note here, and I want to add an upper neighboring tone. Another neighboring tone, and try to use repetition in the rhythm. So I'm going to keep with this rhythm here, and then I'm going to change these to eighth notes, and then now I'm going to use a lower neighboring tone. It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, people like hearing patterns that are familiar with them, and it sounds catchy. And then instead of neighboring tones here, I'm going to use so I have B, D, and F. So if I were to go down to D, I would do a passing tone. So I'm going to go down to B, and here's, instead of going back up to that chord tone, I'm going to make that a D, which is another chord tone. So that's a passing tone in between there. And we go back up, pass it back up. And then I'm going to just go up the chord tones. Let's go E, G, B, so I can go E, passing tone, G, eighth note, and then I'm going to make that a B. So we have chord tone, passing, chord, chord. All right, and then we can experiment with that. We can move it up an octave. So if you want to make it heard more, you can play it up an octave. Just press the Shift key. Where did it start on? It started on E. And that might make it easier to hear. Let's try it. And to me, stop. To me, this sounds like it wants to go up to the C up there. So I'm going to change this up to the C. Let's see how that makes it sound. All right, and now this sounds like a bigger leap here. So we have C, E, and G. So if we did an appoggiatura, C, passing, not sure if that's an appoggiatura, but we're using chord tone, non-chord tone, chord tone, non-chord tone, chord tone. And that's how you can make a melody in the piccolo part.